Hi, Gene Burnett from GeneBurnett.com. Sitting out here on a rainy day, seeing if anyone's going to show up to do partner work today. They might not, in which case I'll just practice, which is no big deal. I thought I would talk to you a little bit today about what to do when you have a creative problem that won't yield, that won't resolve, that you don't have a solution to. For me, my creative problems are often lyrics. How do I come up with the right number of syllables that rhyme in the right way, in the right meter to say what I want to say in a song? Or it could be a creative solution to some difficulty that I'm having that requires some troubleshooting or some kind of creative solution. And one thing that I really recommend is applying some real concentrated time on solving it. Bring all your faculties and all of your tools and resources to bear on the problem. Do your best you can to figure it out. Maybe even for a few days, maybe even for a few sessions. Really do everything you can to solve this problem. And then, if it doesn't yield, try changing your venue internally as well as externally. So let me explain what I mean. Changing the venue internally can be if you're always sitting comfortably at your desk looking at your computer or on a couch or wherever you like to solve problems. Do something completely different. So try to solve the problem while, let's say that's more of an external thing. Internally, you want to change your internal state. So one way you can do that is by intoxicants. Have a glass of wine, maybe two. Smoke a hit of cannabis. I wouldn't recommend anything too much stronger than that, although if you're versed with stronger stuff, maybe that's your thing. But try something like change your headspace a little bit. A hit of weed is a great way to do that if you like that kind of thing. A couple glasses of wine or a glass of wine, loosen up the brain. Other ways you can change your inner state is to just get up and literally jog in place as fast as you can for 2 minutes. Get your heart going in a way it doesn't usually. Or if you're extremely active and you're extremely mobile and fit physically, lie down on the ground for 20 minutes and don't move a muscle and just relax your body completely into the ground. Change your headspace in the internal side and then change it externally. So go out on a rainy, cold day like this. Go out for a walk. Walk uphill, up a hill, especially if it's something you don't normally do. Change your venue, change the place that you do it, and change the state that you do it in, and see if that doesn't jog things loose a little bit. I know that there are people that like to, especially with the intoxicants, that's like the place they go for inspiration and to solve problems. But if you do it all the time, it becomes your steady state. So if you have a problem that won't yield from the usual way you do it, try not getting high, try being stone cold sober, but change your venue internally and externally after applying yourself steadily and hard to the problem. That's the key thing. I know people who like to, do the recreational drugs as a source of inspiration, but if you do that all the time, I don't think that's a great idea. I think you need to apply yourself to the problem with all your resources first and then try something else. That's really crucial for me. These problems don't yield if I just get high. I need to put pressure on them. I'll give you an example. Recently I had a song lyric that problem that was driving me nuts, and I just couldn't solve it. And I was working and tinkering on it literally for a few weeks, at least once a day, checking in with it and looking and seeing if I could find any of the solutions I was looking for. And I'd reached a point where I was about 80% done with it, and I thought about it and thought about it and thought about it and really applied myself to it. And then I changed my venue. I, took a hit of cannabis, I put my gear on, and then went out for a night walk. And it was a chilly night, so I went out well dressed. And I told myself, okay, I'm gonna do my best to solve this thing on this walk. So the change of venue, you're looking at the problem in a certain kind of box, and you've examined all the little sides of it, and maybe you've done everything you can do, and maybe it isn't solvable, but nevertheless, you're in the box, kind of. And that's good, to put pressure on the problem so your brain knows, like, this is what I'm trying to solve. And then, change the venue. That's why people have such great ideas in the shower, or when they just take a walk as a break to solving the problem, and the answer comes during the break, right? So this is just doing it deliberately. So I deliberately changed my venue here, changed my venue here, and over the course of this walk, not only did I solve the problem and got some bagua practice in, but I also wrote a whole nother song. Like, while I was solving the problem, a whole nother song came through my head. So I actually ended up with 2 songs at the end of that one. So give it a try if you haven't done it before, because I think it could really work. GeneBurnett.com, signing off.